everyone, this is Mel from Cardstock Concoctions. I am back with my 12 Days of Christmas, day number 6. I wasn't actually going to bring you guys another card today. However, I decided that it's that time of year. We need to get started making some boxes and bags and tags and little treat holders and things that we all need at this time of year. So this is what I came up with today. I'll let you guys see the top of it and the side of it. So this is a little box. It is 2.5 inches by 2.5 inches deep by 6 inches tall. And it's more contemporary compared to our traditional, more woodsy Christmas that they've got going on this year. So let's get started, guys. First thing we're going to need to do is you are going to need a piece of Frosty Designer Series paper. Now, I don't know if you guys can actually see the design in this one yet. I'm going to try to have you guys see it. I don't know if you can see that yet. But once I ink it, you will totally see what I mean. It is 4.5 by 4.5 inches square. I love this Designer Series paper. It's beautiful. It's completely Whisper White and it's embossed already for you. This has the leaf pattern on it. So along with that, we're going to need our Pear Pizzazz stamping pad. And lastly, a stamping sponge. So I just take mine and I quarter them. And that's how it works. So kind of get a little bit of ink on your sponge here. And I always start off my paper and gently work my way on. Now you don't want to push very hard with this. You want to go very, 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 very lightly. And if you think you need a little more ink, go ahead and ink it up again. Start off your page again. And work your way back on. And you guys can start to see that pattern emerge a little bit more as it kind of darkens. Now you don't want to push with this. You want very light touch. And again, I'm going to ink it up a little bit more. Kind of get that corner a little bit there. Not that you're actually going to see that corner, but you see how I pushed a little too hard there? It's okay, we're not going to see the corner. You want to do very nice, light strokes, just to get the color on the raised embossed portion of it. I love this paper. I think it is so beautiful. So, so beautiful. Okay. And circular motions. Get it to the point where you want it. It's that nice light Pear Pizzazz color. A little bit of the ink has transferred down to the Whisper White underneath it. But that's okay. Okay, so that's your first step that you need to do before you score it. My original, you guys can see here, I scored it and then I inked it. Well, then the inked edge became, or the scored edge became inked because it also raised it up. So we are now going to score our paper. So grab your Simply Scored scoring tool. All right, there we go. Nice and firm on here. Now you're also going to need a piece of Pear Pizzazz paper that is 8.5 inches wide by 10.5 inches long. And you're going to score as follows. So grab your stylus. You're going to score at 1/2 inch. And try not to run into your thumb like I just did. Now I want to score at 3 inches, 5.5 inches. Gotta go over that again because I jumped my track. And 8.5 inches. And then you're going to rotate it to your 8.5 inch side, or 90 degrees, and you are going to score at 2.5 inches. All right, so that part's done. Now, you're noticing that that was an 8.5 by 10, or 10.5 by 8.5 by 10.5, there we go, piece of paper, and you're left with like this little 1/2 inch strip here. Go ahead and grab that 1/2 inch strip, because I'm going to use this to help me score the lid. Why do I do this? So that I have a perfect fit. Otherwise, you have to measure out like 1/32 or 1/64 of an inch, and that's just really difficult to do. So I just use the cardstock. The extra piece that I just cut off. I just kind of line it up here against this wall. Take my paper, butt it up against there. Oop. Okay, normally it's a lot easier than this, but I've bent this cardstock a couple of times, so I'm going to use the other side, see if that works a little better. There we go. And then you're just going to score it 1 inch all the way across. Okay. keep holding that piece of cardstock in there. And rotate 1 inch all 4 sides. All right, you are done with your scoring. Not difficult, right? Let's go ahead and move that out of your way. So we are going to do our larger piece first. Sorry about that, guys. I actually realized this is my original one. I started folding this and I realized I did not actually have you guys do the score line correctly. So it is 1/2 inch, 3 inches, 5.5 inches, and 8 inches, not 8.5. I repeat, 8 inches. Please, please do not do 8.5. So I went ahead and I rescored and cut a whole new set. So let's go ahead and fold this. Fold the bigger one first. I'm normally not a person that recommends, you know, doesn't say you have to have a bone folder. However, for when it comes to like boxes and bags and things, it gives you a more professional finish if you do. So you might want to pick up a bone folder. They're relatively cheap and they last for like almost ever. I mean, I've had my one bone folder for eons and eons and eons. But they just give you a nice, clean, crisp finish on your projects. Okay, see, this one's right. Okay, so we've got that. So this is what your cardstock, your paper looks like, right? Great. Grab your scissors. And the first thing I'm gonna have you guys do is, see this box down here? Ha ha ha. This nice, long, rectangular box here. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna remove that completely. Actually scoot in here just a little bit. So we're just going to cut up along this score line. If you guys have longer scissors, I don't actually have my long scissors at this table. You might want to just use your long scissors. It would make your life a lot faster. And then you're just going to cut up these bottom score lines to your first score line there. And, oh, I can't see that score line. Hang on one second. There it goes. Okay. All right. And then we're going to notch this last one here. We're going to take a little small triangular notch out of that as well. That just makes it easier for you to close and finish off easier. Now, I'm going to be using my directions. Sorry, guys. I'm going to be using Fast Fuse today just for time's sake. If you guys are not comfortable using Fast Fuse, tear tape is also a good option. So go ahead and run it along that little 1/2 inch tab there for you. Then fold it over, line up your edges, and stick them down. So now you have your folded edge there. So you want to do your 2 sides in, your back in, and then we're going to stick down our bottom here. All right. Square it up as much as possible. Stick it down. So you guys now have your box made, right? Lovely. It's 2.5 by 2.5 by 6 inches tall. Awesome. All right, so now we need our lid, right? So go ahead and grab back in your Frosty DSP, and we're going to do the same thing to that we did to the first one here. So we are going to fold and burnish along all of our score lines. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to do this on the back because it's easier to see the score lines here. So you guys are going to see your score lines here, here, and here. So just pick one, and you're going to cut up one on each side next to the bump. One more here. Okay, now I'm also going to notch in on both sides of this. This is just going to help your lid close more professionally and make you not want to tear your hair out. I will tell you that. I have found that taking this extra just a couple of seconds just to notch those corners in really, really makes a difference in your finished product, as well as you don't want to tear your hair out. So let's go ahead. I mean, we're talking a minuscule of a triangle here. You don't need a whole lot. It's just to help remove the bump of the score line basically is what you're aiming for. And it helps it, you know, close a little bit easier for you. Okay, so we are back down to this. So this is what you're coming out with. Now, you're going to want to add adhesive to the 4 small tabs. So we'll just go ahead and, again, use your tear tape or your fast fuse. You want something that's going to hold. And just go ahead and add adhesive to all of those little squares. One of my customers actually asked me once, hey, what do you put in a box that small? I found out perfume fits in here beautifully. A circular bottle of perfume, beautiful. Okay, so then we're just going to take them and we're going to take the folded edge to the cut edge, line it up, stick it down. Folded edge to cut edge, line it up, stick it down. Line it up and stick it down. And line it up, line it up, stick it down. There you go. So now you have a beautiful lid that's going to fit on top of your box. Perfectly. Okay, this should be a perfect fit to this lid. There we go. Perfect fit to your lid to your box. So this one's a little bit tighter than my other one. I gave my other one a little bit more space than I gave this one, but it's a nice, clean, crisp finish to my box. And I'm going to find my back. Okay, found my front. Now I'm grabbing in some of our 3/8 inch glitter ribbon from our holiday mini catalog. So it comes in silver, which is what you're seeing here. It also comes in sweet sugar plum. Go ahead and check out, Stampin' Up! Is currently running their, what are they calling it? Their year of end clearance. So it may no longer be available, but if it is, I would strongly suggest picking it up, or if you have it in your stash, this is a great way to use it. It gives a very nice, beautiful, polished finish to your projects here. Cut off a little extra there. Now we're going to tie a bow. Okay, we're going to see if I can tie a bow today. Ugh, and there we go. Keep everything in line. That's the biggest problem. Okay, I'm actually going to tie a double knot and then I'm going to tie the bow. Just helps hold my ribbon in place. Oh, there we go. Okay. Here we go. Definitely think I like the longer tails on my ribbon though. That's beautiful. I like that. Okay. So there we have it. It is our beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Frosty Designer Series paper with our silver glimmer trim. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. This is Mel from Cardstock Concoctions. I really hope to see you guys again soon. Thanks a lot. Talk to you guys later. Bye.